Hey everyone, I'm Rather Coherent, back with more Subnautica. When I started this series, I said I had two main goals. The first was to show off the increased difficulty of running DeathRun with all its settings, to the point where it became a very sincerely different game in the early game. And I think I've showcased that really well so far. However, my secondary goal of building the world's most perfect Subnautica base, these aren't even, lined up. They're facing in different directions, they're catawalky, nothing is lined up with anything else. It's awful. So we need to start our main base. And as I've said previously, to do that, we need to get the moon pool first. So let's get working on the moon pool. And the first thing we're actually going to need for that, because we can finally wear one, is a rebreather. So we need fiber mesh, which is going to take us a hot second, and wiring kit. Let's go grab some kelp while we wait for that to build. And now that things aren't just irradiated everywhere, our power is still draining quickly, our batteries are a bit worse than they were base game, but it's not the nightmare that it was. I feel a lot freer to use my Seaglide around and about. I don't know what keeps making this base sound like it's under attack, but I don't appreciate it. Now we've got the rebreather, and I don't know that I can actually take the rebreather yet, because the surface isn't safe. So I guess I'll just put this in a box, because if I swim up to refuel my air with the rebreather, I'll start dying to radiation. It doesn't quite work, does it? But in a little while, once the radiation's well and truly gone, because right now it's about 70 meters down, my base is fine, but 50 meters, the radiation is still fading. We have to wait a little bit longer before we can use the rebreather, unfortunately. Now I'm gonna take out a bit of water, drink that, and our immediate goal, let me double check my other air tank is full. It is, we're good. Is to head back into the mushroom forest. Hopefully we get there right as day begins to dawn. Well, it turns out I'm going east into this section of it. Yes, I am going east. I just wasn't moving very quickly, so my cursor wasn't updating on the map. I want to get moonpool fragments, and I know that there are moonpool fragments around in the mushroom forest. I didn't see anything on the floor of the mushroom forest in my previous playthrough. I looked for quite a while and didn't find anything, and I'm convinced either something was wrong or I was blind, or both. So I would like to give these a little swim through, look around, set things to film it because we're going to go blind if I don't. And let's just have a look around slowly and as observantly as you can be when you have a vision radius of about 10 feet. But hey, a vision radius of 10 feet is better than no vision radius, which is where I was previously. Yeah, I'm still going towards mushrooms. I just sort of have to hope that this is mushrooms and not, I don't know. Oh, the crash zone. That's what I would be afraid of it being. And in fact, I'm going to the part that borders the crash zone now, which isn't really what I wanted to be doing. But it looks like it should be what I wanted to do, because here's... oh. Well, hey, it's a thing that I care about. I do want the modification station, it's just the moon pool that I'm really here for. Ah, you're not the moon pool either. But yes, there are definitively lots of things in this area. Probably a Reaper that's gone completely off the rails and isn't following anyone's rules anymore, because I just cannot trust Sammy in this game. Is this... oh, it's moon pool. I honestly didn't know. I was wondering what this big circular thing was. And we just need that moon pool. If we don't have a moon pool, I can't start building my base, because I'll build my base, and then just like happened in the previous campaign, I'll find out that my moon pools are oriented in a way that's different to how I want them to be. And I'm not just going to accept that this time. I'm going to rebuild my whole base if that happens, and I'd rather just build it right the first time. Where am I? Okay, I'm fine. I'm roughly where I thought I was. Wow, that is blinding. It's a miracle the Reaper's not eating me. I'm shining like the sun out here. I'm at the edge, aren't I? Yeah, I am. It's terrible. I hate it. I'm just turning around. I can't do this. This is too sketch. It is very pretty, honestly. I'm very happy the game gave me a reason to change it to filmic and flare and move around at night. This is so, so beautiful. The difference in lighting with my flare radius and the jelly rays in the distance. We don't talk about the frame rate though. The frame rate's fine. Don't ever look at it too hard. That is modification station, but I still want modification station. And it looks like daytime has actually arrived, so we're done being pretty. Turn off color grading, get rid of the flare, just swim around normally, it's so much easier. During the night, you just have to use flares to see anything, and then you can't see anything because they're too bright, so you have to switch over to filmic mode. It's such a weird thing. It's incredibly pretty, but not how the game should work, really. Oh, hey. Hi, brain corals. You want to give me air? Yeah, what a bro. I'm just gonna sit here for about 20 seconds instead of going up to the surface, I guess. I really like the ribbon rays from De-Extinction. I don't know what they're reminding me from in Subnautica Below Zero. Probably the ribbon plant. That would check out, wouldn't it? Also, they're here in such crazy quantities. You would think that the glitch was in full force, but ribbon rays just spawn in massive, massive numbers. Right, this is the, like, shallow gap between this and the bulb zone. And I don't want to go across it, but I do want to see if there's just, like, some obvious stuff in the area between them. And the answer is, haha, no, not even close. I do have literally no diamonds, though, so it seems worthwhile to get this shale. I don't know what I need diamonds for, but I don't want to find out when I don't have any. And I want to scour this again with daylight on my side, not for shale this time, but for that, for moon pool fragments. Alright, this is going wonderfully. It's going less well. Where is he? He's not actually aggro, he's just yelling. We're fine. Right? We're good? Okay. I'll go explore different parts of the mushroom forest. Point taken. I don't know, man. I feel like I can juke him in the mushrooms real easily. I have to refuel my air at some point. That's the reason I don't want to be tangling with the Reaper right now. It's because that could last for like 90 seconds and put me in a really stressful spot involving trying to get my air back to full. So I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go to a different bit. God, the INI changes and performance booster, like the combined effect on your draw distance is so nice. If you watch somebody playing this, like with the base settings, no mods, when it first released in 2018 compared to like what it... Oh, that's no good. Where's the brain coral? Stop and think. I'm 185 meters down. I can't reach the surface in time. It's right here. I can see it. Oh, thank God. Save me, buddy. I need you right now. Please? Brain coral, thank you. Okay, I'll be here for a very long time, because apparently I forgot to fill my... Are you okay? I guess he's practicing his prawn suit speed run, I don't know. Okay, our oxygen tanks are finally full again. Let's head north. We're pretty close to a full moon pool. I believe I have 4 out of 5. That's the bulb zone. This is the higher area I'm looking... I can't talk right now. The higher area I'm looking for. And I've got the moon pool. I was so upset by my own inability to narrate that I had stopped and went for the Cyclops bit, but I believe... Oh no, it's bridge. This part always makes me think it's the moon pool. Damn it. Do I want to pick up the cuttlefish now? I mean, like, I'm in the neighborhood. It just makes sense to, right? I mean, that's what I did last time, and we all saw what happened to the cuttlefish in the previous playthrough. They're so big. Look at their shadows, man. They're huge. Alright, now where are we? We should be in the northern section. Yeah, this is the cliff face with the cuttlefish. This is the northern half of this mushroom forest. The question isn't where are we, the question is, are there even moon pools and Cyclops fragments in this bit, or are they all in the southern half? And I'm not seeing anything in this half, man. I think it's all in the southern half so far. I don't want that to be true, but it very well may be the case. I'm gonna check out this briefly. Ampules? Oh, I'm not where I thought I was at all. Alright, fair, fair. I'm way further north than I thought I was. I can't really freely look around the bulb zone without a vehicle or a nearby base. That's just not a thing. The bulb zone is a little bit dangerous due to the presence of Gulper Leviathans, and I never quite figured out where they spawn, just that they were definitely in the area. I've got inventory space, I'm sure, so yeah, I'll go grab the cuttlefish. I may as well. I'm here. And before I go in, because it's a cave and you get disoriented, and I'll find a way to drown if I give myself half a chance.
Oxygen efficiency greatly
I'll hang out right here, get my air back to full, and then go get him. I'm just not on top of the air. Just missed. There seems to be more Cyclops pieces there. That's helpful. It's actually very helpful because it means that there are Cyclops pieces on this low ground area or on the cliff, maybe both. Holy, what the fuck? Bone Shark, why are you red and why are you here? We are not in the bulb zone, sir. I will commit strafing immediately. Let's go. Let's leave. We're done. Let's get the cuttlefish and get out. I'm not wanted here. Alright, I've done this very recently, so I'm sure I can figure out how to do it twice back to back, right? Alright, so 2 chambers down. We don't care about anything else here. We're going straight back up. First chamber. Second chamber. And there's going to be a fake downward passage that looks like it just goes to another chamber, but in fact leaves. It's here. Done. Immediately. No risk of drowning. Nothing bad happened to anyone. Let's get out of here. There are Cyclops bits. And that means that there could be Moonpool bits. Hey there, friend. I want to call that dangerously close. Please don't do that shit. I don't know if Ampules one-shot you. I've never been hit by an Ampule in my previous run. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry so much. I like the harsh difference between my own fears and how legitimate I perceive them versus the PDA being like, hey, you know you're drowning? I'm like, dude, shut up. Everyone's drowning. I'm gonna stop and get air again. I'm trying to think, what is the safest, best way to go get more Moonpool stuff? I think it's to go mess with the Reaper, man. Also, there's Table Coral here, it's just growing in the wrong direction. So I'm a lot closer to Table Coral than I thought I was. While I do this, I'll just scroll through and turn all of these little pips off by hovering over everything. We got 3 blueprints, our air is back. I think it's time to go dance with the Reaper. I'm on the lookout for literally any alternative to that, because I don't want to fight the Reaper. The Reaper's incredibly dangerous. He one-shots me, he clips in and out of shit, he flies through the air, he does what he wants. It's all very scary, but most of the Moonpool stuff I found has been in this half. In fact, all of it has. And that's the only bit of this half I haven't gone to. And it's exactly where I think it is. Do I have a battery spare? I do. Let's go. There's nothing he can do. We have plenty of things to juke around. We're fine. We have an entire backup air tank. I need to know where Moonpool fragments are. Yeah, scream all you want. Where's the Moonpool? If the Moonpool was out there, I'd be very upset, but the Moonpool is just straight up not here entirely. All of that stress for nothing. I need to be very sure that I'm not just like in the open when he does charge. It's like I'm really a small prey fish in this situation, aren't I? Alright, I think we have to give up on this forest. 4 Moonpool fragments in one area is a lot. It was good, but it's not good enough for death run settings. So we have to go somewhere else. The question is just where. There is a wreck in the mountains, really not very far from me. Like, not very far at all. You're a little bit low for a reefback, you know that? I warned you, man. I told you to raise up, and you're just like, no, I'll keep going, I'll clip right through it. The Reapers do it all the time. So, I guess I should stop wasting battery. God, that's not a thought you have at all in base Subnautica, is it? At the very least, it's not a thought I've had in a very long time. I should probably explore this wreck at some point soon. It could have battery cell charges in it. But I am very seriously considering the possibility of going into the mountains. I know exactly where the wreck is. I spent a lot of time at the end of my previous playthrough looking around that area. I know it has Moonpool. I know there's only one Reaper, and that Reaper has currently clipped through the mountain and is in the wrong spot and might not be able to guard it. So, like, maybe it's a plan? It could be a plan.
This is Altera HQ. This may be your only communications window. We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just gonna have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer.
Sandwich run, you in?
Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
The regular.
Yeah, she'll know what I mean. The code should
And
be...
if she doesn't,
Just tell her the regular, dude.
okay.
The
If
code...
I say regular and she's like, what's the regular? I can come all the way back up here.
The code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, would you just say ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese.
Okay.
How? Fighters, you die in one knife hit. What are you throwing your life away for, man? Christ. Alright, I think I'm doing it. I think I'm going into the mountains. There's a wreck about here. I think that's our oh, we have to surface for air, though. That doesn't work at all. The air is actually a problem, yeah. No, because I don't have a rebreather yet. We don't need one. I'm not going into the radiation. Speaking of, how deep is the radiation these days? Oh shit, is it gone? The radiation may be almost entirely gone, only the top 10 meters of the surface. It's legitimately almost just safe to use rebreathers at this point. God, it's such a bad idea. I put a 100% battery in my Seaglide, I have a backup battery, I'm putting on the rebreather, we're doing it. I know the best way to get this thing is to go north. That's southwest, north should be approximately this direction. It's easy to find out, just raise the surface and see where the mountain's at. God, it makes me uncomfortable. I need to be veering right immediately. Oh shit, right, yeah. That's a slight problem with the plan, huh? Well, open the map, I guess. Yeah, we're going completely the wrong direction, that's fair. If I look at my... so I can look at the life pod and turn 90 degrees to the right, it will take me exactly where I want to go. Life pod, 90 degrees to the right, go. And I don't want to actually get anywhere close to the mountain itself. I want to be going down in between immediately. I just want to see how far out I can really go to do this. This biome is deeply confused. It does not know who it is. No, I could just like find it in here instead. Wouldn't that be a much better plan? To look in the mushrooms again? What's this? Hey, that was a much better plan. Let's not go in the mountains with 2 oxygen tanks in a dream. Let's just go get the moon pool that's right next to our base. Yeah, that was a way better plan. Night was falling too. If I didn't see it in the next like 5 seconds, I wasn't going to see it. Oh, that's so huge. We can finally plan a base. The moon pool needs 2 lead, 2 ingots, and a lubricant. That is nothing. That's not a problem at all. I mean, it's a slight problem, but it's not a big problem. We can do that so quickly. There's so much salvage that we just haven't messed with because we didn't have reason to. Like, I'm sorry, dogs, but it's time to steal everything you love. Because I need it more than you. I need to build multiple moon pools. I'm not quite sure where their nests are, but they'll be very obvious when we see them because there'll be like literally 5 to 10 pieces of steel stacked on top of each other at this point. Because they've just had such a long time to build it up. Yeah, here's a nest. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think? Was it 4 or 3? Only 3. What a sad tiny nest. Clearly not an alpha stalker. Now I want to say that there's like one fairly obvious stalker nest around here that I saw earlier in the game. There's definitely scrap metal everywhere. Unless the stalkers have all moved it to random spots where their nests are at, which is 100% what's happened. Slightly annoying, but ultimately not a big deal. I can grab 2 more, I think. Yeah, this is clearly a nest. Is there anything I can drop? 1 titanium for 4 titanium sounds like a good trade. And then we turn all this salvage into titanium, into ingots, into moon pools. And then we do it again for a second moon pool. Actually, that's wholly unnecessary. We just need the first moon pool right now. The first moon pool will set the orientation for the rest of the base, and then we're fine. It's so nice having a base where I can actually spend power making titanium. I have legitimately been playing for like 4 hours without the ability to salvage scrap metal, and it's just so nice to be able to do this now. What a power trip. So I've completely changed my mind. I feel like I need to start with this. I want to go out in this direction. How high up do I want this? I want it to have like a pretty sprawling leg system, but I don't want it to go too far across. Yeah, that's fine. Put that there. Hatch here. Congratulations, you are technically a base. Now, have I already messed up? Is this lined up correctly? Coming out, it goes directly forward for a ways. And then it will split off around here. One down there, one over here. The specifics aren't important. The important thing is that that does work for me. And the other important thing is that we need to take a small break to gather some salvage.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Because as you can see, I have nowhere near enough titanium. You know, I don't really have a sustainable source of food, do I? I guess I do, right? I can use power to cook fish now. Like, I know that's not normally the in-game food source, that's normally where you start. But honestly, I'm fine with just like going out and catching bladderfish and other fish and cooking them. That's completely reasonable. So I was worried about food for a second, but I don't think I need to be. It's just so nice to be able to go around and pick up metal salvage, instead of having to walk past 16 titanium worth of salvage looking for limestone. It's so weird to be this deep into the series and be like, oh god, look at my ability to do basic things that are very easy to do, but that's where I'm at. It's just so nice to be able to do these basic functions that you normally take for granted. I can cook fish, I can turn spaceship parts into metal that I can make bases out of. I didn't start with these abilities, I had to spend 3 or 4 hours painstakingly earning them. And it's nice. Maybe it's painful at times, but it's really nice. Unfortunately, as I build out towards the kelp forest, and I look at the sheer size of this bridge, and there's gonna be more to it. Like, I'm going to have a lot of ways I change this and make it more interesting as time goes on. But I'm trying to sketch out the general idea of what my base will be someday. Like, over here, it makes sense. It's just like another few pieces, boom, straight down into the floor of the mushroom forest. It's not that complicated. But over here, it goes so far. It's such a long distance from the kelp to where everything else is. I could change the angle of all of this. It would be a hassle. I could do it.
Seek fluid intake.
So I just ran from like each point to each other point and timed it. It's basically 10 seconds in all directions, which means that my angles are just bad. I can do this. I've just created a ton of work for myself by doing it wrong. Shit. For the time being, though, I really just need to go catch some fish and eat and drink. I don't need to do this, but I'm going to fix my life pod just because it's a source of great personal shame that it's still upside down. Wherever the fixing bits are, I need to get rid of them. Please write yourself, thank you.
Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
This is Avery Quinn, trading ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. You still need our assistance. Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
So one of the coolest things about this entire game to me, I didn't really show it off too much during my previous playthrough, is that some fish are bioluminescent. Specifically, bladderfish are. So at nighttime, when you can't see and you can't tell what you should be doing, usually the correct answer is just go catch some bladderfish by hand and turn them into water. Because, like, that's literally what I'm doing with this night phase. I am just going around catching the bladderfish because they're so easy to see at night. And I'll turn all of them into water during the day, and then I will be done worrying about food for a while. Because you can catch any old fish for food. Now you might look at this impossibly long straight line tube and wonder how this could ever be a good house, for which I would not blame you. But someday this will be a luxurious mansion. This is just the first steps. Right now it's a train wreck though. I'm literally using all of my batteries on making a straight line tube. I know your house might be big, but how long does it take before you've loaded the whole house in at once? This thing is ridiculous. And this is like the minimum length for it to go from point A to point B. I feel like I should just be canceling the part out where it goes to the kelp, but we're sticking with it. We're making it happen. So I've just found out, first of all, that not only do these not build any sort of limbs down onto mushrooms for supports, but also that I can build them into the mushrooms to remove them from the game. So previously, this area was so incredibly rich in titanium. There was so much salvage. It was frankly unreasonable. And as you can tell by my inventory, I've used quite a few batteries on all of my gathering and building so far. It's not looking good. But now as it goes longer and longer, I'm still taking all the salvage from this kelp forest to make my base. I might have like completely depleted all the salvage around here. There is not much left. Despite all the stalkers and all the nests we've seen in the past, I've pretty much fully harvested all of that. And in a second, I'll take you back to the base and you'll see why, because I think this might be our last gathering run. You can see it loading in from so far away. There's just this massive T of tubes. Oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful. In the future, this will become tremendously more elaborate. The whole point of this is that you can't build a base from here into there and have them meet in the middle. They each start their own grid, and those grids will never align. So I have to build out the entire T connecting the 3 points before I can build anything along it. Because if I start on one side and then build something else on the other side and do it organically, in the middle they just won't connect. It'll be terrible. Yeah, spoilers, that wasn't the last gathering run. It's still not done. We made it from there to here, all the way to there. We got to still make a massive vertical connector down to the ground level. We'll someday be mining and drilling and farming operations. But for now, just to like have it structurally make sense for me that it goes over there and somehow has to touch the ground. That it's not just a free-floating thing. Oh hey, I seem to have gotten very distracted and accidentally tripped over myself into Life Pod 3. I'm just trying to find salvage out here, but I guess I'll go get a compass.
Integrating new PD.
It's a beautiful sunrise on planet 4542b. Things are going well. I've harvested pretty much the entirety of the aurora that fell within 200 meters of my life pod, and I've turned it into the beginnings of a base. I think I'd call it scaffolding more than a base. It is a massive T-junction. I think I've used like almost 300 pieces of titanium that I had to gather the hard way. We're not using anything from Altera Hub, from the Field Creators Kit, or Field Creator Studio mod. No, we gathered this titanium the old-fashioned way to make the base. And what is over there? What is that? Whoa, what's happening? I got bumped by an axe tail? What is this thing? What are you? Oh, it's my mobile vehicle platform. It seems a little confused. Titanium. No, not you, not you, not you. You stay. Titanium, go away for a second. Titanium 2, go away for a second. How big are you exactly? Quite large. You're supposed to deploy. Not whatever you did. But I do need this titanium. I'm not actually giving up on it. Oh, I should also probably not drown. I got very distracted by that mobile vehicle there. Alright, this is actually going to be the last time I need to gather anything. You can see all these foundations that are supposed to be built atop the pillars, but sometimes they don't bother animating. They should have like 4 to 8 supports going here and there. Right now, they just don't feel like having any. That's Subnautica, what can you do? Over here on the far right side, I actually built it in far enough, again, to get several supports. But right now, it doesn't feel like having any. It's Subnautica, what can you do? And over here on the right side, we've gone all the way to the mushroom forest. I was planning on building down and having a little platform be here on top of the mushrooms, but since those don't generate supports, instead of doing that, we're doing other stuff. Which is to say, we're just skipping that entirely and going straight down to the floor, which is where I always planned on having my farms and drilling equipment. But I wasn't planning on having nothing here. I thought I'd have like a little base and then it would continue down. Well, this does cause a slight problem, because these definitely don't line up properly, because, Look, Bitey, where are you? What are you doing? Maybe he actually left. Unfortunately, this is not gonna go well for the mushrooms. Because as we established earlier, the mushrooms sort of just lose this fight. And apparently it is a fight. Didn't want it to be, but I mean it is. I actually kind of like how close it is to the mushroom. I'm not quite sure why. Gun to my head, I couldn't tell you. There. And it's got supports on the bottom. And there's gonna be a hatch over here or something. Who cares about the specifics? I need some quartz. Now it's time to dismantle shelter and bring all of it into a central room here. The specifics of said central room are as yet wholly undefined. Oh no, I've killed the base. I've made some mistakes. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to repair because of that. I have no idea why full ride false is just popping up all the time when I'm building stuff, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. I am actually out of titanium, against all odds, again, somehow. It never ends. I mean, like, you can look at it and see why it is going to be a massive base. When I told you at the start of this series, the plan is base building like I've never base built before, you see what I'm referring to now. Currently it's plain and boring and ugly, but it will become amazing someday. Now, there was a cost to all this base building. I am completely, totally out of batteries. I have this one, and I've got that one, and there's nothing else. I've used every single battery on the Aurora. I didn't know it was possible, but we did it. It's not a good thing, I'm not proud of it, but it's happened and we need to find a solution, but that might be for next video. I'll have to edit this one and see how long it's been going. It's gonna be for next time, definitely. I can't imagine it's not. But while I wrap up the finishing touches on this base, I'm gonna go ahead and let this radio play. And then I'm gonna transfer all of this down into the other base.
This is Life Pod 7. Coordinates attached. Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust. Requesting assistance. 7 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Those two go there. And I'm gonna have titanium or lithium rather supports on every single pipe entrance. Right now it's not really done the way I want it to be done, but it will be eventually. Biters, man. I just get caught by them and get surprised by them every single time. That's it. This is our last battery. We have 60% of this one, and then after that there's just nothing left. I can't even use a Seaglide anymore because it has no power. We're gonna need to go get some shale, I guess. That's the cleanest solution, is just to harvest diamonds and lithium as opposed to trying to get a battery charger first. I think we'll start next video with that. For now, I have a little bit of wrap up to do. Most of it's just getting things needlessly organized the way that I want them to be. Interesting thing that I've just learned. If you're building a radio while you have a radio message incoming, it beeps while it's not made, which is weird. Alright, we're starting to look like a real home. Not a good one. It's currently very bare bones. We've got a wonderful scaffold going, but it's not really finished at all. Currently I'm in the process of moving over everything that's still on the other base, and that is mostly it for today, I think. We have a huge base set up to be built upon further. I'm sure this video is actually quite short on your end because I cut out when I'm just like doing tedious things over and over and over again. I'm an hour and 40 minutes into this. I've been doing this for ages. I think I spent a good 30 minutes building it wrong before I figured out what I needed to do, but man. There's really nothing else to say. I've got a little bit more work to do before we're done here today, but honestly, none of it's interesting. I'm just moving this base into that room. Taking all these solar panels, putting them here on the edges, like 2 at each of the hatches, and that's it. So yeah, even though there's a bit left to do before I can call the base done for today, I think I'm done now. Next time we're gonna work on getting batteries and battery chargers, we're gonna work on getting the sea moth, figure out where the moon pool fits into all of this. But I'm done for now. Things have gone smoothly, I think. Definitely the base building could have went less well than this. But for today, I'm done. I've set myself back tremendously in that there is no longer any way to gather titanium anywhere near me. I spent all of my batteries, however, we had the beginning of a wonderful base. There's just a lot we need to go back to being good at surviving, because I've used all of my food, all of my water, all of my batteries, and all of my steel to get here. But we'll worry about that next time. I've been rather incoherent, I've been having a great time, I hope you have too. If you're enjoying the series, if you like the video, then please do like the video, comment below, subscribe if you aren't, blah blah blah. You all know the YouTube algorithm drill. And either way, I'll see you in the next one.